Oh, I forgot to shave. I'll be wearing a mask anyway. So, if you live in Southwest Florida, you have to take the little bits of geekdom that come along as they do, because they are very few and very far between. Find them, hold on to them, cherish them. For instance, if you go north to Bonita Springs, you're going to find the 8-Bit Hall of Fame, which is a really cool retro video game store. Go even further and you'll get to Fort Myers, where they have the Retro Zone Arcade. Classic old school arcade cabinets. Very cool. Today, however, we are still in Bonita Springs, and we are at Bonita Springs Toys and Games. Because, of course, it's a toy store. It's a collector's toy store in this little hovel of a town. And it's very rare when you get to see the birth of a brand new toy store. So, talked it out with the owner, and we're going to have a peek inside and get a look at what the place is all about. I'm about to have a private run in a toy store all to myself. I have wanted this my entire life. The first thought I had walking into this place, after how much damage this will do to my finances, was how dense this store was. It's not the biggest store, but every inch of space is taken up by toys from all different genres and eras. Considering the closest toy store I know of is 2 hours across state, having one pop up so close is just amazing. And it's fun just to once again be in a store with toys in every direction. I could spend literally hours in a place like this, and I have, many times, and not get bored of just how much there is. I also really like how much of a mix of old and new there is. For instance, the wall of Hasbro Marvel Legends is complemented by the older Toy Biz figures that are also here. Large Marvel Legends you don't see in stores anymore can also be found, so plenty of options for comic book fans. Oh, and don't worry, if you like DC, there's some old and new figures for you as well. And if you're still not happy, there is also some classic McFarlane Spawn that just might do it for you. By far, the biggest selection is the Star Wars toys, which range from modern Black Series all the way back to Power of the Force. Is it legal requirement that if you open a toy store, you have to have a wall of Power of the Force toys?
Yes, it comes with the building.
Okay, good to know.
When I signed the lease, it wasn't in here, and then when I got the keys and opened it, was here. Magically, it appeared. So
it's the Force.
That's right. And the thing is, I threw them away in the dumpster, and then the next day they had doubled. They put some episode 1 in there too. So I learned my lesson. I stopped.
Yeah.
I just left them.
There's plenty of other random pieces for Star Wars fans as well, including some really rare items: Force FX lightsabers, roleplay helmets, big vehicles, sought-after multi-packs, and some you may have forgotten about.
When they made these, this is part of that 90s era.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because there's so many scenes of them trying to shoot things that go by. Yeah.
Can you add a digital effect? Can you add a shooting coming out of there?
I could probably add a few laser bolts.
Yeah, cool. Choo choo. And then they'll say, "Where's the one that shoots?"
Something I love about places like this is how much of the passion and personality you get from the owner just by looking at what's on display. And it helps that Sean is a cool guy himself who genuinely knows his stuff. A bunch of the display behind the counter is his own personal collection, so you can tell he's into what he does. And some of it makes me drool way too much.
From my collection, I've been hanging on to them for a while. I wasn't the original owner. I bought them from someone who bought a store that closed. So I looked into buying them from, basically secondhand, but they were in inventory from a store that had bought them and collected them for years. And so I've been holding on to them until they do something more with the property, or until they're a little more notable. And you can see some of them have the rocky bubbles.
Yeah, that's the thing I saw. I was like, I don't think I've seen a collection in a store like this with so many rock bubbles at the same time. Speaking of, eclectic display of Transformers for sale, which I appreciate. Nothing really vintage there, but if you're a G.I. Joe fan, he's got you covered. Even has some packaged 80s figures up for grabs. Again, it's that mix of old and new I like so much. Even the Pop Vinyl wall has a bunch of things you just can't get at the usual stores anymore. The place buys and trades as well, so the stock can potentially change on every visit. It's the kind of shop where things you'd never expect to find manage to pop up. Yeah, you don't get to see this one since it was in the canceled game.
Oh, the rare sequel?
Yeah, this was the boss character for Primal Rage 2.
Oh, I see.
So,
okay.
like, that's why it demands such high value, because this is literally the only place it exists. Bored of looking at toys? Well, for starters... How? But just in case, the store has an answer.
Into the pizza parlor for your skill shot. Skill shot. You've shown much skill.
Ball to lock.
Perfect distraction if your significant other dragged you inside. Oh, did I mention card games? This place is loaded with the big three, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Magic. And not just the newest editions, plenty of older stock you might have missed. You can even get boosters by the box here, which is a huge deal these days. It just keeps going in this place. There's a little Dungeons and Dragons to be found, a little bit of Barbie, a little bit of Ninja Turtles, a little bit of just about everything. Any self-respecting geek should be able to find something in here that they're into. Oh, and just to get it out of the way, the prices are actually reasonable. They're based on current eBay value, not what people hope to get, but what things actually sell for. And considering you're not waiting for shipping, not trusting the US Postal Service with your collectible, and you can actually see what you're getting, I'd say the prices are pretty fair. I can tell this is a place that's going to be a common stop when I happen to be out of the house. I wish them nothing but the best, and hopefully I'm still giving them money for years to come. For more, visit their socials, and if you happen to be in the area, stop in. I'm sure you'll find something you're into.